Hey Gear Geeks! Today I am doing a review on this. The one on the left is a Fender California Series guitar. They both are actually. The one on the left is the Redondo of the California Series in slate. It's like a light green. The one on the right is a turquoise colored. It's called Aqua, and it's the Malibu of the California Series. They use cities in California to represent their little thing they got going on here. But these are the last of, the very few of the actual real acoustics. Fender, if you know, has gone to these electromatic thingamaboppers. They're like electric guitars and acoustic guitars all at the same time. They slice and dice and do a bunch of stuff. But this one is the Redondo. And I had to get it. It's a big body guitar compared to the Malibu, which is a small Pollard size, which is great for little rips and jamming and mid-range stuff. But this is a nice and boomy guitar. Here, I'll do some boomy stuff. Let's do... What I like about this thing, it does this, if you're into rock or heavy metal or rock and roll, you can... Let's do some like 80s. So it's got a really good strum, right? So I think it's got a really good strum. Let me just go over some of the features real quick. Has the same, this is the $400 guitar. Had to buy the strap locks, had to buy a guitar bag, but it's a $400 guitar. Now the reason why I bought this one $400 is because I bought that one for $800. So I wanted to see on paper they're exactly the same, and I'll go over it in a second. It's a solid Sitka top, Sitka, Sitka top, and this is the same solid top as that. mahogany sides and back, same as the $800 one. Has the fretboard on this is what? I forget. Shit. It's mahogany neck, and I think Pau Ferra wood on the fretboard. Same with that one. Pau Ferra. The interesting thing is I bought a $300 one of those about when they first came out of the series, this California series. It's a Malibu one, the $300 one. It had a rosewood fretboard, and then they had to go to that Pau Ferra wood because they were having a problem with wood again. And I got that $800 one. So anyways, this one has the same, everything's the same nut. I think the wood is different on the bridge. But everything else is the same. This has a pick guard. That one doesn't have a pick guard. They paint this, believe it or not. The electronics are a little different, even though they're both Fishman. It's a little different on that one than in this one. But everything else seems to be spot on the same. Now, as far as workmanship, that's a whole different thing. I found where paint wasn't completely painted. When I got it, it had scratches already on the pick guard, and it wasn't on the actual guitar. It was just on the pick guard. But I've already scratched. I went right there and already scratched it up already. And I bought this thing to strum the heck out of it and to bang it around. That's why I didn't buy the $800 one, because the $800 one is really sweet. All the fine appointments about it were done very well. This one, not so much. But as far as the wood, as far as everything else, it's spot on and it's the same as that. But the finishing is not the same. There's no Rosetta on this. It's like just a paint. Where on that one, it's wood. It's beautiful wood. But everything else is the same. Now, one of the problems with this thing is, other than the ones I just mentioned, and I do like the guitar. It's really fun. But I bought it for strumming, like you just heard. But if you go to listen, I'll get real close. Hear that sandpaper? That is the frets. They're not polished. Now I usually don't. You can hear it. Now, just as a comparison, this doesn't have painted back. The Rosetta on this is just gorgeous. Different Fishman, but the Rosetta on this is beautiful. The finishes on here is just gorgeous. The workmanship and quality is beautiful, but again, it's supposedly the same wood. Throughout. So let me just do a couple things. This again is a parlor guitar, a little bit nasally. We do that first boomy thing. I can't play guitar. Not that I could before, but give me a second. So you hear some of the nasally. again, this one's a ripper. I wasn't ripping, but you know what I mean, like something like. But listen to this one. Perfect. No grind like sandpaper. Perfect. Clean. So on the... This is the Malibu. But the Malibu comes in the $400 model too. Like I said, I bought one a long time ago. It was actually $300 back then. But the Malibu is called Cosmic Turquoise. It does have the solid Sitka spruce top and solid back sides mahogany. And they both do solid mahogany all the way around except for the tops of the Sitka tops. Pau Ferro fretboard on both of them. So what I was going to say was I'm going to end up polishing the frets with like a rag. Oops, you can't see it. Sorry about that. I'm going to polish the frets with a rag. I think that I could get them smoothed out. If this was my only guitar and you were in a bedroom playing this guitar with your friends, they would hear sandpaper. Since I'm using it to have fun and I don't play in the bedroom, in the studio, you really don't hear it as much. You would hear it over microphones. I actually probably wouldn't play this thing mic'd up, but it's beautiful. I really enjoy it. I don't regret buying it. That's for darn sure. But if I had the extra money, I probably would have bought the $800 model, but then I wouldn't have been beating it around. And that's kind of a problem I have is I hate beating around equipment. So there we go. That's my little rundown on this these Fenders. Can't think of anything else to say. Oh, they're spot on tuning. Oh my God. The Fender $800 one is it's righteous. It's just always spot on. And if it drops, the whole thing drops. Like, you know, if it's cold in the studio or hot in the studio, even though it's air conditioned, you know, there's a little bit of drop sometimes. It'll retard one way or the other, but completely. So there's no offset in the guitar. It's just the weather. Same thing with this the Redondo, the one on your left. It's the same thing. It's the tuning spot on. When I got it, it was almost in tune. And it came from across the country. It actually came from right near my house, flown across the country, and came right back to me again. The address where it came from is probably about 20 miles from my house to Redondo, which is the Redondo model. So, and then I take it to the studio, but I live in Redondo. And that's cool. I think that's cool. It's a really cool guitar. Plays really well. I hope you guys like the sound. And I hope to keep babbling and babbling and babbling. But this COVID-19's killing me. See you guys later. Take care.